Hello, welcome back to Ruben Tech. Today I have something a little bit different for you. I am going to be reviewing two bikes that I bought earlier this year. I have the Lectric XP 3.0 step through and I have the AIPAS A2 Elite. Now both of these bikes have been reviewed by specific, electric bike review specific sites. And so if you want those kind of details, I would go there. What I'm going to tell you is the basics about these two bikes, why I got both, and my feelings about it. So basically, from what I understand online, the AIPAS A2 Elite is the XP 2.0 step through. Okay, so from what I can understand, I don't know if this is true or not. However, if you look at it, you can see how similar the frames on these bikes look. And I can verify that they use the exact, and when I say exact, I mean they are using the exact same computer, okay? Even down to how the settings are exactly the same. Okay, so what I've heard is that the manufacturer resold or they repackaged the XP 2.0 and they slapped AIPAS A2 on it and they have the Elite version, okay? So these are essentially the same frame, but not everything about them is exactly the same. What is different? Well, the AIPAS actually, I think, comes with the better battery base. It comes with the Samsung battery versus the Lectric comes with the kind of a generic battery. Now, I do believe that both batteries are UL 2271 up to specs with that. So that means that they should be more protected against battery fires and things like that. However, the base battery on AIPAS A2 Elite is a little bit larger. It's 11 amp hours versus 10.4 on the Lectric XP 3.0 base model. Now on my Lectric 3.0, I did get the upgraded battery, the long range, so that is a 14 amp hour battery. However, I still do like the idea that the AIPAS comes from Samsung just because Samsung is a familiar brand to me. The motor is a little bit different. So the AIPAS has a Bafang, something like that. I don't know how to say it. 750 watt peak motor, and the XP 3.0 has a 1000 watt peak rear hub motor, but it does not have the brand on it. So I don't know. I have heard of Bafang, however you say that. I have heard of them quite a bit online, so I'm a little bit familiar with them. They seem to be a name that's a little bit, kind of a recognized name. They both say they have torque up to 55 Newton meters, and they both kind of advertise that they can reach speeds of 28 miles per hour or higher. I can tell you personally that using them, I have noticed absolutely no difference in power between the two. I've taken them out max. To get them to max speed, you have to do quite a bit of pedaling, but I've gotten both up to 30 miles an hour by pedaling very hard. And then going up hills or anything, I couldn't tell you the difference. Actually, I think, to be honest, the AIPAS to me feels a little bit more powerful, but I feel that might be because I have the rack, and when I usually have the rack, I usually have something in it like a bag or something. So I'm probably carrying a little bit more weight when I'm out in the XP 3.0. Okay. Other differences is that the AIPAS A2 Elite came with a headlight, and the XP 3.0 does, but you usually have to select it as some part of some sort of package. So it's not too big of a deal. Really, you're talking about the same bikes, and that the frame and everything is the same. The motors are really similar. The brakes came different. The AIPAS did not have hydraulic brakes standard. The Lectric XP 3.0 did. That was a big deal for the Lectric. Now the AIPAS Elite, A2 Elite though, however, it was, I think $649 is what I got it for. So they'll run like deals down to $699, and then you spin a wheel and you get extra $50 off. Now the A2 Electric though, I got for $1099, I believe. And at the time they were running a free battery. Now they don't run that deal too often, but I thought that was a really good deal. And then you figure in the hydraulic brakes, and I still think you're maybe saving like $100, $150 in like equivalent cost in AIPAS, but it's very close because hydraulic brakes are like $100 upgrade, I think, at least from what I've checked, because I've actually put hydraulics on the back of here. I haven't put them on the front, or sorry, I put it on the front, but not the back yet. I got the Juin, I think it's called. There are all these Chinese brand names that I don't know how to pronounce, so I apologize for that. Juin. And I thought those were, if I remember right, they were like $105 or $110 off of Alibaba. And I got it the front installed, but not the back yet. And so the AIPAS just came with the standard mechanical. The electric comes with hydraulic standard now. So essentially, when you look at these two bikes, oh, one thing about the AIPAS, it does have the mount here on the frame for the drink, and that's a big deal for me. I don't know why Lectric didn't do that on theirs. Kind of a bummer that they didn't do that. So now when I come to these two bikes, that's just kind of the specs, the differences between them. There's not too much. Again, you can go online, you can compare it yourself. What about the feel of the bikes? Well, honestly, to me, there's no difference. They ride exactly the same, okay, as far as power delivery. However, I do think that the electronic settings for the PAS levels, the power assist levels, is set much better on the A2 Elite. When I'm on the electric, I know that they have adjustments you can do, and I've fine-tuned as much as I can. So if you're out there and you own an electric and I'm doing this wrong, let me know. But it's just like the PAS is so different from one gear to another. So when I go to 2, from PAS 2 to 3, it's this huge difference. And so I can never find like a right speed to ride with somebody else if somebody else is along with me, because it's such a big power jump. Whereas the A2 Elite has more discretion. There's more discrete values in between their power levels. And it really bugs me about the Lectric XP 3.0 because it's like, this is digital, right? So if anything, I should be able to put in the exact figures that I want. I should be able to say like, I want 12 miles an hour to be consistent on, PAS2. I want 15 on PAS3, or if, miles per hour is too difficult for some reason, I should be able to say, I want this level of power, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't do that. It comes with kind of its own predetermined thing. You can adjust how the power comes on, I believe. So like the torque and how quick it responds, but you cannot adjust, I think, the power output for those levels. And so sometimes I'll be riding around Lectric XP 3.0. I'm in PAS3 and it's going like 18, 19 miles an hour. And it's just, that's in the unlock mode. And I feel like that's just too high, because like if I'm going out, I'm riding with my wife, she wants to ride her regular bike, get some exercise. She goes pretty slow, like 9, 10 miles an hour. And then, I go out with my son, he's little, he's on his bike, right? And if I just want to take it easy, I would like a PAS at around 12 miles an hour. And then I go out and I'm riding with my other son. He can ride a little bit more aggressively, but let's just say we're doing it casually, 15, 16 miles an hour, right? And then PAS4 could be like 18, PAS5 could be anything above. But it's not like that. It's not like the steps. It's much more drastic. It's like 8 to 9, then it's, 12, then it's, or no, it's not even 12. I think it's like 15, and then it's like 18. And then like they put the ones at the top level just way too close. That's how mine works. I don't know if yours is different, so you can let me know. So I actually like the shifting better on AIPAS A2 Elite because I just think that the PAS is set much better. Now, when I say shifting, they use the same Shimano on both of them. Now, this is exactly the same. Okay, so you're not getting any kind of difference there, right? For whatever reason, my Lectric XP 3.0 has much more squeaks. Okay, so I've had to go through and adjust things quite a bit more. I don't know really if that just means it came out of the factory a little bit different. I do like how the AIPAS on the Lectric 3.0, you can see the key has to be in. That's nice to know that somebody can't steal my bike. Now, I do have bike locks on it, but in my area, I live, you might say I'm naive or something, but I live in a pretty small kind of rural area. So there's not like many bike thefts here. Like I leave my bike unlocked all the time. And so the electric kind of does bug me because it's annoying having that in there. And it's kind of like it's in the worst spot. So I do like the fact that in the AIPAS, you don't have to have that key in. You don't have a key in at all. You can turn it off. You can turn it on. It just works. And now also the way the key goes in on the iPad or the Lectric XP 3.0 is a little bit annoying too. It turns backwards and that kind of locks it out. And then you gotta just kind of jimmy it around a little bit. Once you get used to it, it's really easy. But like if you're having somebody else ride it for the first time, it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's just, to me, it's a hassle that doesn't need to be there, right? If you're gonna get an electric bike, you're probably just gonna get a lock anyways. You're gonna use your lock. And so I don't know why you need to have the key down there. And apparently it is secure, but it just, to me, it's just like, I always worry about it falling out or something. It hasn't yet, so I can't complain about that. But still in the back of my head, like, what if this thing falls out or something like that? Next thing is the battery on this. The charging is a little bit different. The AIPAS has this really, I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it. It has a really stupid, I don't know why they did this on this battery. It's like a 3-prong circle charger. And so you got to kind of feel it before you shove it in, like just kind of line it up. And you can't see it, so you just got to do it by feel before you put it in. And so it ends up like if I have my kids charge it, a lot of times they miss it and they don't even get the charger in. And so the bike's not charging. They think it's charging, but it's not. And then the electric, it has the same exact spot, same hole, but their battery just takes a flat circle, so it's just easy to shove in. There's nothing to line up, so it just goes straight in. So anyways, that's the difference between these two bikes. Oh, one other thing, the stock seat on the AIPAS A2 Elite, I think, now when I say this, take this with a grain of salt. We're talking about stock seats on bikes, but its stock seat is phenomenal for a stock seat. Okay, in fact, I haven't even upgraded it because I don't have any comfort issues. Okay, now I did go to the big butt seat on the electric. This seat is actually too big. I wish it wasn't like this. I didn't know how large it was when I was looking at the thing. It's just, the images online were kind of hard to tell. But it is comfortable. But the stock seat on it was absolutely terrible. I just absolutely hated it. My wife hated it. Everybody hated it. Nobody complains about the AIPAS seat. Okay, take that for what you will there. With the electric, I did get the rack. And from what I understand, the electric holds a little bit more on the back than the AIPAS. So this has a max weight of 35 kilograms. And I do believe that this has a max weight of 150 pounds. So 35 kilograms is what? It's 2.2 pounds, so 77 pounds? 2.2 pounds per kilogram, so 77 pounds. Is that right? I think that's right. And so this would be 150. So you're talking about almost twice the capacity on XP 3.0 versus the AIPAS A2 Elite for those components. But again, my recommendation would be, if you're looking for the best value, the A2 Elite is probably a much better value than the Lectric XP 3.0, just my opinion. However, there is another thing you have to consider, and that is customer service. Now, some people rave about Lectric's customer service. I don't think they're that great. When I got this, I was really surprised at the battery life, because online they're advertising 65 miles for the battery. Yes, excuse me, I gotta put that iPad out of the sun. Yes, I know that it's not gonna get 65 miles to the battery, right? I know that's like ideal conditions, no wind, probably flat track, doing circles in a parking lot or something, right? Or indoors. Okay, I get that, but I've had customer service agents tell me confidently that I should be able to go, and I have the long range battery, 20 miles per hour just using the throttle. And or 20 miles going using the throttle, and there is no way. Now, I'm not that heavy of a guy. I weigh about 175 or 180 pounds, anywhere in that area. If I'm going a little heavy on certain days, maybe I weigh a little bit more, 185. I haven't weighed myself in a while. Maybe I should. I do feel a little tubby right now. So anyways, neither here or there. But it's not like I'm some huge guy, weighing 220 or something. And I say that because online, I wonder if you get these bots. You'll always get these guys when you talk about the battery and they come on, I'm 6'4", 300, and I get 50 miles on it. No problem going up hills both ways, dragging, a cart with 200 pounds in it. It's like, come on, man, shut up. But you get these guys constantly, it's nuts, right? So I feel like in America, I'm probably like a normal size adult. In America, we're a bit larger. So, take that for what it is. I reached out to them about the battery. They're like, no, whatever you're getting is fine. What do I get on this? Well, if I put it in PAS2, the electric, Yeah, I will get, that's quite a bit of pedaling. I'll probably get 26 and maybe can squeak out 28 miles. But if I got it in PAS3, or if I'm bothering to use the throttle quite a bit, I'm kind of letting the bike do more. 20 miles to 22 miles is it. If I got in PAS4 and I'm kind of letting the bike do a lot, then it's not 20 miles even. That's just my real world thing. And when I've talked to Lectric, they say it is what it is. You know, they're like, that's about right. So anyways, I've dealt with them a few other customer service things. They're pretty responsive. They get a hold of you, they get back, they talk to you. That part I like. That's good. AIPAS, it's what you would expect from a off-brand Chinese, right? I had, it wasn't even an issue. Oh yeah, it was the back brake came and it had a slight bend in it. And so, you know, they did get back to me right away, but they're like, oh, well, we don't have the part. What about this? We will send you, what did they send me? I forgot what they sent me. Oh, they said, go order your own. And they gave me a link and it was only like 10 bucks. And we'll send you this phone holder for free. And so I was like, well, the phone holder is like 35, even though I could get one on Amazon for probably 20. So I did that. But I thought that was kind of goofy, right? Like, oh, we don't have this part. You know, even though they make the bikes, we don't have this part. We'll send you a phone holder. Just order this part yourself for free. So I wonder if you had some serious issues on it. Probably with the electric, you're going to get better service. Both of these bikes, I got a lot of miles on them. 955 miles. I don't know if you can see that. 955 miles. Okay, so that's a pretty decent amount. And then on this one, 948. Okay. And so in the family, we got 2 kids, 2 adults. We ride these quite a bit. Not like all the time, but a lot. I do, you know, just in case, I'm not bringing this in comparison, but the Express came out and I like this kind of bike better. The fact that it sits upright higher, you know, so these bikes are a little different. They're step throughs, they're smaller, they're foldable, so they're portable, but they're not like the traditional bikes that I've ridden. So this is closer to it. This has been a nice bike. This was a really good deal, I thought. I'll kind of give you my opinion on that later. But let's just say between these 2 bikes, if you're interested, right, and you're just like, hey, I'm willing to take a little bit more of a risk for something that's essentially the same, right? But if something goes wrong, I imagine I'm going to have a little bit worse customer service. Again, I can't verify that because I haven't had any issues personally with customer service, but I just thought it was kind of odd. But just for like the more guaranteed, like, I don't know. I would just say you probably would feel a little safer with the Lectric XP, but if you're willing to save a few $100, man, the Elite A2, the AIPAS A2 Elite is a great deal. And like I said, it's, to me, how they ride, exactly the same. There's no difference. So, okay, that's all I got for you. Have a great day.